When people were milling flours themselves, you were very close to what you milled. You didn't get it in a bag. Bread was about the color of the flour. Your social status was linked to the color of your bread. And um, it was a gradation from white and white as snow all the way to brown breads. Um, the miller has a thumb, the miller's thumb. When you're grinding flour and sifting it, you feel it between your thumb and forefinger. Now, our flour is very, very powdery. The flour, which was the best white flour from the periods we're working with, was not as powdery as what we have. It was a little bit more granular. What's really important, this is central to understanding historic recipes. If you get nothing from this talk but this, it is that the white flour they were using weighed 16 ounces. That's 450 grams per quart, which was effectively a liter. Our flour weighs 17 ounces per quart or liter. It is close enough. It's a little more powdery. It's close enough to the 16-ounce flour that you don't need to worry or apologize for making early modern bread recipes or Roman bread recipes or Greek bread recipes using sifted flour, using the flour you get from the store. If you're making a loaf that's going to be 100% authentic for reenacting, then you're going to want to mill the flour and sift it. But otherwise, you're perfectly good to go. What you see on the right is a graph of the flour, of the particle components of a bread that's about 5,000 years old. The scale is the smaller the microns, the smaller the screen, the more they're over to the left. It's going from left to right, small to big, and this bread works out that it basically is mostly a white bread. Most of the flour in this bread was 300 microns or less. And what we find in the historic record is that people love to sift beginning in the ancient past. And what we're dealing with are going to be sifted breads. What you see here is a table of bolting cloths from the late 18th century, from the 1770s, produced for the British Navy. And this describes the cloths used to make flour at that time. But this will not have changed because, a 60 by 60, a cloth, or 60 wore, 52 weft, which is the 21 shilling cross you see at the top. It's 250 microns, makes a white flour. That was being used by the Egyptians, by the Romans, by the Greeks, by our early modern friends to make flour that was white as snow. For what we're doing today, we're not going to have to get into the other cloths here very much, because the flour that you're making, and this is the one takeaway, weighed 16 ounces per quart, 450 grams per liter, and that is basically what that 21 shilling cloth makes at the top. The written evidence for this is from this manuscript that Malcolm helped me with. In this script that Malcolm can read forwards and backwards, even with his eyes shut, it says that 16 that a quart of flour is going to weigh 16 ounces of avoirdupois. I also have tested that, so both taking text and proving that it's true. But my entire talk today is based on this being true.